All right, welcome to another edition of AttractWell Office Hours. I'm Coach Ashley, joined today by founder of AttractWell, Greg Kilwine. Hey, Greg.
Hello, everyone. We're really glad you're here today.
We are so excited to have you here. Yeah, we have some exciting announcements today. We're also going to be talking about the AttractWell affiliate program. We have live work review scheduled today. And of course, as always, we have Q&A. So if you're here live on the call on Zoom, go ahead and head into the chat. Let us know where you're coming in from. Tell us about what you do, or if you're tuning in our Facebook group, feel free to leave a comment there as well. We're always excited to get to know you guys and to learn more about the business you run and the impact that you are out there making on the world. So yeah, let's see where you guys are coming in from. Aloha, Nicholas. Nice to have you here today. Dr. Henry is in Florida. Fantastic. We've got Chicago. Hi, you guys. So excited to have you. So today, as promised, again, we're going to be talking about the AttractWell affiliate program. Now, you may or may not have already known about this. It may or may not apply to you directly, but there is a benefit here, even if you aren't someone who maybe serves businesses that AttractWell could help. There are some benefits. If you have a couple of friends, there is actually another way that you can benefit from sharing, even if it's just with a buddy. So again, welcome. We're excited to have you here today. We have a brief amount of content to get into in our slides. We have two very, very exciting announcements to share with you. They're going to save you tons of time when you're messaging. Again, of course, as always, we've got open season to work with you on this live work session to help you work on whatever it is that you are working on getting done this week. So fantastic. Hello, everybody. Awesome. Keep it coming in the chat. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to pop out a video, get into some slides, and then I'm going to be briefly handing things over to Greg as well, so that he can share some exciting news with us. All right, so here we go. Today, we're going to talk about the AttractWell affiliate program. We will first, before we get into this, you can now send a saved reply from a message draft. This is a feature that Greg is going to be sharing with you. If you've ever been maybe in the middle of composing an email to some part of your list and you suddenly go, wait, you know what? I think somebody else needs to see this. There's a way for you to actually grab the work that you've just done and put it somewhere safe so that you can use it again. He's going to show you how to do that. And then if you have sent something previously and you'd like to send it again, perhaps to someone else, to a different audience, you can now also resend your sent messages to more contacts, of course, with the ability to edit before you send. Today, we're going to be talking about how you can get account credits for referring your friends to AttractWell. We'll go through what the AttractWell affiliate program entails, how that works, how you get paid, and of course, how to sign up should you choose to do so. And then, as always, we have our live help and Q&A. So couple quick pieces of housekeeping. If you go to attractwell.com/office hours, you can sign up to be on one of our live Zoom calls as we are on right now. We're live every Thursday at 2 p.m. Eastern US time. We stream into our Facebook group as well, but here on Zoom, you have the ability to come out and chat, for us to work through your account together on things that you are actively working on. So highly recommend that you hop onto this list. You'll also be notified of upcoming trainings, be the first to access resources that we give away, and of course, get our replays. If you'd like to work together live on one of these calls, you can go to attractwell.com/work review, just like you'll see someone did here today, and you will actually have time set aside on one of these calls to work together. Now, if you need a hand, if you're working on something and you do not want to do it yourself, you can have someone do it for you who's an expert at using the AttractWell system. You can go to attractwell.com/concierge to learn more about our team and get a project quoted. So before we get into this affiliate stuff, Greg, can you share our exciting new updates?
I absolutely can, if I can get this unmuted. There we go. I think I got it now. All right, so let me share out my screen here with these a couple of exciting updates. Ashley's already said what they are, but I'll show you how to use them. So anywhere that you're composing, say like an email, there will be a new link in the save reply menu that allows you to create a new saved reply. So I'm just going to go through the dashboard here. Of course, you can go through my contacts and send an email if that's like how you prefer to do it. But I'll go through here and say, okay, just one message. And I mean, you can filter whatever if you want to, but I'm just going to get into the right mail because that's the part that's important. So let's say this is my awesome new newsletter, and you're sending a monthly newsletter, and you've got all your great content here that you like, and you're like, oh, this is great. You know, maybe there's another group, and maybe I've got another list that I want to send this to. Rather than, which you could do before, you could copy and paste if you wanted to, you know, open a new tab and all that. Right now under Save Replies, there's a new Create Save Reply from Message link here. So if you click that, excuse me, it'll pop up and I'll ask you, what name do you want to use for the Save Reply? You can put something in there that makes sense for you. I'll just leave this as it is for me for this purpose. And you'll see a little pop up here. This is new Save Reply created. If you click this button, it will open that and show you what was created. It does include your signature, which you could, you know, delete off there if you don't want to. But there's your Save Reply, and then you can, you know, from there, of course, if you're not familiar with how to use the Save Replies when you're creating a new email, they just get inserted in there. So like if I were to go in here and I don't know, I'll just pop one of these in randomly, but yeah, so it just shows, you know, you can insert it then here, but that would allow you in a future email to reuse that as you're composing. So previously you would have had to copy and paste it or do some trick with the HTML thing to make it copy over there. This is just an easy, instant way of saving that. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this extra one that I made here and close that up. So, okay, so the other, that's a big time saver here, but there's another one that has come up quite a bit too. And these two have been very popular requests from people, and we're excited to be able to implement them for you. So under contact messages, if you're not familiar with that, click on the messages link. Oops, and it'll, this shows you all of like the scheduled and sent messages that you have for that you've sent to more than I think 5 people, something like that. And it shows them all here. So the ones that are sent, not the ones that haven't been sent yet, but the ones that are sent, like this one was sent some time ago to a number of people. There's now a resend message button at the top above your statistics. So you can see like, here's the message that was sent, so you can have an idea of what it looks like. I'm going to go up here and click resend message. It's going to pop up and ask you who you wanted to send it to. So you could, you know, choose by tags or just, you know, everybody, or pick a name or whatever. You need to resend it to one person that didn't get it. You can do that. So I'll go ahead and click write email, and then it will just load it up in here for you. And then you can edit it if you want to, you know, if you want to say like, hey, this is a resend or whatever, you know, you can always adjust that. And then you have all the other options available to you here as well. So yeah, that's a big time saver. Previously, you had to copy and paste this as well out of the messages area, which was, and I didn't know was show up accurately. So this is a nice improvement and streamlining of that. So hopefully you'll like it. Love to hear your feedback. Back to you, Ashley.
Awesome. Thank you, Greg, for that feature. And that is such an exciting and important time saver. I could personally think of a lot of times where I want to maybe reuse a portion of an email that I had written previously, or maybe one that's currently in draft to send to a different list. So that is just so convenient. Awesome. All right, so let's get into this, you guys. Did you know that you are able to, as an AttractWell customer, you're able to share a free month of AttractWell with a friend? Did you guys know that? This is actually something that doesn't require you signing up for anything other than an AttractWell account. This is just simply a courtesy thing that we have included with your AttractWell account. So here's how it works. First, you have a referral link. And of course, again, if you have an AttractWell account, you have a referral link. So you share that referral link with a friend. And when they sign up for AttractWell, of course, it's $1 for their first month. And their second full month is half price. All right. Now, after they have stayed a customer for over 30 days, you're credited for the other half of their first month. So you split a free month. Pretty cool, right? So they sign up, they pay their $1 for their first month, they pay full for their second month, and then their second full month, they're going to have a half price month, right? Pretty cool, right? Now, this is how you can go about referring. When you look in your dashboard, it's up in the top right-hand corner of the screen. It's next to the View My Site button. It says Share My Site. Down at the bottom, it says My Referral Link. This is the link that you want to use. It's going to take them to a checkout page where they can choose their AttractWell plan, and you will, of course, you'll automatically be credited, as will they, when they sign up and remain a customer long enough for this to be fulfilled. Pretty cool, right? Now, if you are someone who works with businesses, with business owners who would benefit from using AttractWell, so if your audience, your niche, the offers that you create are in alignment with using AttractWell as a product, right? So if you are a business coach, for instance, or if you are a productivity coach, or whatever that might be, if sharing AttractWell fits into your business model, then you might consider being an AttractWell affiliate. So we actually have an affiliate program. Let's talk about how it works. First, for your first through 19th customer, you have a 10% payout on those accounts for a 12-month period. From 20 customers and up, you've got a 10% payout for 36 months. For your 50th customer and beyond, you have a lifetime payout on that account, a 10% payout, right? So we've got our first tier is up to that 19 customers, so your 20th customers, where it changes from 12 months to 36, right? So then from 20 customers up to 50, you get payout 36 months, 10%, and then 50th and beyond, it's that 10% lifetime. Now, this is payable via PayPal, and you do get your commissions paid that way via PayPal, and you do start to receive payment of commissions after $50 is earned, $50 US is earned. So that is how it works. If you would like to sign up for it, you can go to attractwell.com/affiliate. And of course, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them here. We're going to get into some live help and Q&A, and I want to make a note here as well. If you are someone who has an audience and is creating content that could teach or demonstrate AttractWell as part of what you do, get in touch with us. There are opportunities time to time where it's a fit that we explore, where we are able to support you in that endeavor, and in some cases collaborate. So there are opportunities for that if that is something that fits what you're doing. Well, Lynn, if you're already an affiliate, thank you. We appreciate you referring business to us. Let me see if we have anything so far. Nothing in the Q&A currently. So what I would like to do, I promise this was a pretty quick one today, right? I would like to bring out, I have Claire here, I believe. Hope you're here. Yes, you are. I would like to bring you out to chat. I saw you have, I think, a Vault in the works, a program that you're working on. So excited to chat with you. Again, you guys, if you have any questions, feel free to come into the Q&A and leave those there. And if you would like to maybe work together on something that you're working on after Claire and I chat today, I believe we'll probably have time for that. So if you'd like to put that request in, happy to work with you on that. Hi, Claire.
Hi.
Hey, how can we help?
Okay, I'm new to AttractWell and I'm loving it. So I also have signed up for the concierge to do something when I come back from vacation in September, but I would love if you could help me continue building out this first vault that I have tried.
Yeah.
And it is for a women's circle that will be starting in October. And so some of this, I followed some things, but I still definitely could use your help today.
All right, fantastic. So it's the one that's called Women's Circle in your account. Yeah, let's talk through it. What do you need help with?
Okay, one of the questions is for the payment setup. Do you need to, I have women that will be paying in, say, euros or pounds. Do I need to have a separate kind of plan that is also with a drop down that you choose it to be paid in euros or pounds, or does something in Stripe already help, I guess, take where their credit card is coming from?
Yeah, I can grab that one. So the answer is you could do it either way. There's a little bit of, there's some differences between the two. So if you offer it always in USD, the two things are like, number one, it's probably, I think their credit card, Stripe does take it in USD if that's what you sell it for, but whatever they're paying with typically will convert it. They may have to pay a fee depending on their card. So it might be slightly more expensive than if it were just, straight up in euros. The other consideration I've seen is there's, been lots of like pricing psychology, research out there, which indicates that like, if you have something priced in the local currency, they're more likely to buy it. But the consideration for that then, at least with Stripe and how that works, is if you have one program that has euros, once they become a customer, Stripe sees that as, okay, now they're essentially locked into euros and they can't buy your USD stuff. So you'd have to like if you're going to be offering future vault payments anyway, you could, it would be different for the page builder, but if you have future vault payments, you'd also want to have the euros in there for basically everything, all the other offerings that you have, because those would be the only ones that they could see due to how like Stripe does the payments in the back end. So so if you want to, sure, it'll probably help, conversion rate, save them a few dollars, but then you just want to make sure that you have euros and any other vaults you might create in the future for those people.
For those people. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I would, maybe that's one of the things, sure, that I could set up, because one of the questions under this, the payment is, it's not set that they're like, I know it'll all fill up with 25 people before we start in October. So I started to, as you see the third one down, I thought, okay, what if someone comes in midstream and wants to do 6 months, even though there was 9 months if they start in October. So I wasn't quite sure. I'm kind of, and I know I'm glad that I can press the button that says take the active button out if it's like, oh, I made too many and I don't need these for later. But that would be like, have you ever done a vault where they might be coming in not when it, like they'll come in later after a program starts, so it wouldn't be the set 9 month, which is the first one is to just pay in full 9 month, and the other one is a monthly. The second one down is that monthly payment, but it's listed, as you can see, for 9 months. But if someone came in, say in December, then it's not 9 months anymore, because it ends in June.
Right. Yeah. So, I mean, if there is a hard stop on this, you do obviously want to make sure that anyone, especially from the beginning, when they get started, that it's clear that this is this many months, right? So you do still need to have that set up in that way. Yeah, I mean, it's up to you. It's a lot of the time, what I tend to see is that where you have a program that's over a period of time, you've got a launch period where the cart is open, and then that cart closes until the next time you open it. But what you've put together here, I think, is a perfectly fine solution for somebody who comes in later. I would make sure that that's maybe disabled for now, because you don't want that to be an option until, it's time to use it, right? So where that's concerned, if you're going to be continually promoting it, then you could maybe just do as like a maintenance thing, at the first of the month or whatever it is, like, a month before, it ends, and then 2 months before it ends, etc. You could create those here in this list, and then just disable the others and enable that one. So that means that, there's the 8-month option, the 7-month, the 6-month, the 5-month, etc. If that's how you wanted to run it.
That sounds good. Actually, it's this one is a little more complicated, even though it's my first one, and I think that's easy enough. It's easy enough to go in and switch it at the beginning of a month and take out a month. So that sounds great, and I like the idea of the of hiding the 6-month then for now. Okay, so that's the pricing. So that's great, and I will. I think I can. Well, unless you want to, I think I want to just, when I go to the vault area and it looks so bare, I'd love to have help with trying to set it up. To look better.
Yeah. Here, let me, we'll go log in and take a look. And we could talk about what each of these things are sort of as they relate to each other, so you know where things go. Okay, so first things first, we definitely want to address the image that you've got here, because it's not doing what you want it to do. And so that's right here in our personalization option. So it looks like you're using a might be a square image here, and it's not, it's not the size that you want. So what I would do here, you see how this, when you hover over, it gives you suggested size. I would do one of these resolution sizes and just go into Canva and then put that custom, that width and height in there, and then maybe use that same image that you like here, put that into there, and then it'll show really nicely there in as the cover. You also have the opportunity here too, because you are going to have different options available here, to give some kind of verbiage, some kind of copy, where you can say, welcome, to whatever this umbrella place is, that your member area is, whatever you want to call it. Choose from one of the experiences below to get started, or something like that. And for that copy, that's where you're going to put, that's this dashboard message right here, if you choose. You definitely don't have to, but that is,
no, I like that. I'd love to get some help with that. Sure.
Yeah. So something like that would go right here, and you can find that right here on the dashboard message. And I saw a really brilliant thing recently. If you plan to encourage your people to use the AttractWell app, putting that in the footer along with links to the Google Play and Apple app stores for them to download the app to their devices, it's a really good thing to put in the footer. And you can learn more about those in the Help Center by just typing in app if you wanted to do that. And you can find that information. So that's the member area generally. Now let's go look at this Women's Circle Vault. Okay. Now this time we have a very big image, and it shows you guys nicely. And here again, that's where you want to do that same thing, where you take the image that you really love, but create a file in Canva with the resolution that's recommended, and then incorporate this image into it. And then you can kind of get the look that you're looking for. Because it is good to, it's nice to have a beautiful image like this, but it is quite large before they get to the content. So, okay, this is great. Get a good amount of content here. Excellent. What do you plan to do inside of the vault? Do you have like a series of videos? Is it just the live stuff? Like what's going to go in here?
I know it'll be the replays of the twice a month women's circles. And then I know that there will be some PDFs of perhaps like some journaling prompts, or, I mean, this is where I want to get creative because I haven't done this in a while. It's been a few years since I've run a women's circle, but I used to try and create ahead of time for the topic of that women's circle, to have something maybe ahead of time to get them thinking about some things, or that they could answer again, some journaling prompts.
Okay, fantastic. So I don't know that, oh, it's not letting me do this. There is a link. I actually just went to a page. So this is, we did a YouTube training recently, or it was one of these office hours. It's on our YouTube now. It's called 3 must-have pages for online courses, programs, and memberships. There's a resource bundle right here that you may want to claim. And that is going to give you a live calls and replays page that's already formatted for you that you can use. I also encourage in this video to have a guide page. And that's essentially just a page in here that's setting expectations. Here's how this is going to go down, et cetera. And since you're using this as more of a live call format, that guide page would be a great place to incorporate and showcase those downloads and journals and stuff like that you want to use.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but for whatever reason, it wasn't letting me here. Let me pop out of my share here real quick. and investigate this situation and make sure it isn't like a broken link or something with YouTube. Okay. I think I should have it. Would you like for me to claim that to your
yes.
account? Okay,
Yes,
fantastic. All right, good. All right, see if it'll let me log back in as you, and then I can do that. Okay. Now we should be good. And I can get back to sharing. Okay, yes, perfect. Okay, so yeah, we're going to claim that in, and these are the pages. So the first is the Start Here page. So that's like a guide page. So you can change the background image, you know, put all your information in here. We're setting expectations. And then, you know, this is where we tell them, you know, we talk about the live calls page. And then maybe here's our journal download. And then here's our other download, or, you know, a link to your Amazon store, or whatever it is that you want to do. So you can use this for that purpose. The schedule Zoom calls or replays is going to be, I think, really a very important part of your Vault experience there that you're building. And this is one where, again, you just put your program logo here. You know, you can link the Zoom call, the recurring Zoom meeting right here. If you want to use, I always forget the name of the service. I don't know, Greg, if you can remember the name of it, but it's free. And you can set up like a recurring event on a calendar. And you could link that here if you want to like let them add it to their Google Calendar or something like that. And then as you are processing the replays, here we go. It's Marudot. That's why I can't remember it. It's a weird word. Craig put it into the chat here. So yeah, you would replace this image with the video, right, from your replay. And you can do that, of course, as many times as you need for those calls. So those are really the two main pages that I would recommend that you put in there. And then, yeah, and then from there, it's just a matter of getting them built out. So let me show you really quick how you can add those pages. So if I go, okay, let's go back over to your Vault here. We'll copy in those pages as content into your Vault, and then you'll be able to go in and make those edits. So from here, we go to copy page, and here's the Vault content. And so that we'll call this Start Here for now. And you could always go back and change this. And then we'll add some more content with the Zoom calls and replays page here. Okay. So with that, we should be basically good to go. And of course, you do have the ability in here to, if you want to make things look prettier, you know, you could obviously add an image for these so that it shows up as an image in the Vault instead of a link. But that's, you know, excuse me, it's not necessary, but it's up to you. Are you still there?
I am. I'm just
okay, cool.
following how fast it's all going.
Sure. So yeah, what I would do is just focus on building out those two pages, because it sounds like and you're going to have a discussion room as well. I assume you're going to, because it is sort of a community experience.
Yeah. So with the discussion room, do you have to moderate it daily, or how does that work? Because I don't want to commit to something I may not be able to have the bandwidth for.
I mean, it's in terms of moderation. I don't know, Greg, can you speak to that? I mean, I think people just post unless you don't want to have a discussion room.
Basically, yeah. And you do get notified when somebody does post, so you would see that right away.
One thing that I would recommend, and this is something that I actually didn't realize for a while, is that your settings, so like your notification settings, yours for this Vault, are going to be by default what their experience is. when they get started. So here, let me do this real quick. I'll pretend like I am you in your member area. So going in here, we have content now.
Nice.
But you'll definitely want to, before you let people in, go into the notification settings here and customize those. Right. So if you don't want them to get a new discussion post, you don't want them to receive an email about it every time it happens, then maybe you give them like a daily or a weekly digest, or you turn it off. Right. So definitely, you know, kind of figure out how active you want those things to be before you start letting people in.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
For me to work with. Thank you so much.
Yeah, sure thing. I hope that's a great starting point for you.
It's a great starting point. Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay, Robert says, could you share about the iCal service? Yeah, totally. Here, I'll just pop this open real quick and I'll show you, since we got some time. Okay, so the use case here would be, let's just say you have a actually, let me stop my share for just a second. You have a course or a program that you're launching. It's live. You have live calls that are going to be happening over the course of a certain amount of time, dates, times, etc. And you want to make sure that you are sharing that information with people in as many ways as possible and as convenient as ways as you can for those folks, right? So you want to be sending out an email reminder, a text reminder, however you want to send it. But for some people who are, you know, who live by their calendar, like myself, it's really helpful to, if there's something that you need to show up for, that it shows up on your calendar. And so using that service is how you can go about getting that done. Bear with me. I'm having some tech issues with my computer here today. I think I should be good to go here in just a second. Okay, so let's pretend Jane here has a program and her calls are going to take place on Mondays at noon Eastern time for 4 weeks. She's going to talk about it in her vault where she's hosting that program, right? So maybe it's this challenge down here, right? So inside here, maybe on our live calls page, here we go, there's schedule Zoom calls and replays. We want to be able to give folks not just a link to join the live call, but we want them to be able to add the schedule of calls to their calendar. So if I go over here to the link that we've shared, this is a free service. We're not affiliated with it at all. You're basically going to set up the event that you want, right? So we're going to click new. And then this is going to be whatever the name of your program is, live call. So this is Life by Design Challenge. And that's going to take place on the, let's see, we'll do this in September, Mondays, noon, Eastern time. And let's see, that's going to be until 1 p.m. So that's for 1 hour. And it repeats weekly for 4 weeks on Mondays. See, repeats every 4 weeks on Mondays. This is just like setting up a recurring event in your calendar, Google Calendar, Apple, whatever you use. So here we go. The Life by Design Challenge. It is not an all-day event. Here's when it starts for the first one and when it ends. So it's an hour-long call. It repeats every 4 weeks on Monday. So this is where we can say, join us for our live calls. Here we go. You can just put whatever the information is about your course. The location is on Zoom, but what we're going to do is pop in our recurring Zoom meeting link. So if we go over to our Zoom meetings and we've set up a recurring meeting for this program, live, let's live monthly call. Anyway, pretend this is the one. I'm going to go over here to the call. I'm going to copy the link and then put that into the location and the URL, because not all calendars support a URL. Just going to pop them into both places. And then we'll save and close. And you now have this guy, and you can actually download this to your device, right? So this would download as a file, and you would be able to take that file, upload it into your file section over here in AttractWell, and then you can put that as a link on a page or send it via email. We actually have this in our own AttractWell account. So if you are, for instance, you may actually have this on your calendar. So if you want to have our live weekly calls at 2 p.m. Eastern on Thursdays, if you want to have those on your calendars, we actually send that link out via email when we send out our promotional emails. So thank you for asking that. But basically you use that service to create an ICS file. That is a calendar file. You load that file to your AttractWell system, and then you can send it out however you like. So if you're somebody who does any kind of recurring events or recurring calls, or if you have a coaching program that has a series that would benefit from you sharing the sequence on their calendar, then that is one free option to use. All right, do we have any other questions or requests? Do you want to work together on something? Feel free to raise your hand if you would like to come out and speak. If you want to look through something together, work through something, we are open for that at this point, if that is something that you would like to do. So let us know. This is an opportunity to get tech stuff figured out if you feel like you're stuck on something. And even if that something is stuck on where to start, we're here to help with that. So feel free to just pop your hand up here, or just add your question into the Q&A. And of course, we'd be happy to share that with you. Can't talk, but can you review links, Susan? Yeah, absolutely. Can you put those into the Q&A for us? And just let us know a little bit about what kind of feedback you're looking for when you share them. Happy to take a look at that. Want to make sure you guys are aware, next week we are going to have a special session. Greg has been working hard on a really, really cool new feature, especially for those of you who are newer to AttractWell. This is going to be really, really valuable to you to help you make sure that you are getting set up and that you feel really good about where things are going. And then, of course, for anybody who's been with us for some time, I think you're going to find some new inspiration and really some exciting opportunity for you to deepen the effectiveness and the breadth of the work that you're doing. So definitely stay tuned for next week's live call, where we're going to be debuting a really fun new feature. All right, so Susan says, you want a review on how to use links and leads. My brain just gets them confused. So if I want to have another page on a link, how do I do that? Oh, so like you have a page and you want to share a link to another page from that page, right? So maybe if they click the button, they go to another page. Okay, yes, this is actually quite simple. So the lead thing, where it says hashtag lead in the URL, that is for a pop-up on the page. And same thing if you put hashtag contact, it's a pop-up on the page. Or if you have named a section, you put hashtag whatever the name of that section is, and it will pop down the page or jump down the page to where it needs to go. In all other cases, a URL can be added to any link, and it can go anywhere that you want to. It could go off of your AttractWell site if you wanted to. It's totally up to you. So let me go show you really quick what that looks like, Susan, so that we've got clarity on that. So to do that, let's just go to an existing page that we have here. Okay. So down here at the bottom, we have a contact button. Now, this actually has the hashtag contact in it, right? And so that means that when somebody goes all the way down to that part of the page and they click this button, it pops up the contact form. Now, if we had something set up in leads here, where you would say, get my freebie by entering your info below, and we're going to offer this in a pop-up. And maybe we change this to #lead, and we hit update, and we go look at the same button, that is now going to pop up the lead form. Okay. Now, if we would like to send them somewhere else entirely, then we just go to our button, and it doesn't have to be a button. It could also just be a link, right? You can link text or an image also. We can go to edit link, and let's just put in AttractWell.com. And if we go update here and done, we preview. And when we click the link, it's going to take us to AttractWell, provided I was on the published page, right? Because it's not going to take us, it's an editor. So here we'll publish the page and go take a look. So if we click here, it goes to AttractWell. So basically you just want to put the address of wherever you want them to go in that URL field. So whether that is another page on your website, which there's an easy way to do that. If we go here and you already have an existing page on your website, you can go to edit link and click this little choose link, this little magnifying glass, and you can actually scroll through existing pages that you have and choose one of those instead if you want to. I hope that answers your question. Feel free, since you can't talk out loud with us, to ask any follow-up questions that you might have. All right, I think I saw, yeah, what's up, Brandon? Let's bring you out. How you doing?
Doing good. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I don't have a technical question, but more of kind of a just the marketing side
Okay.
of things. Question. I went through the now I'm blanking on the name, the CFC.
Okay. Yep.
Of course, yeah. Okay, client funnel, yeah. And I built out a freebie, but I'm not sure if it's enough to get started. I can share a link to the PDF that I created.
Sure. Yeah.
I don't know how to figure out like if I've picked the right thing to get the offer as a freebie or not.
Okay. Yeah. Is it in your file section, perhaps? Did you upload it to your site already?
No, I haven't,
Okay.
because I've got a separate Canva
Got you.
profile that I had before I joined, and I just haven't moved everything over.
Okay.
So
Okay. Got it. Okay. Finding your why workbook. Okay, here. Oh, actually, let me share this. All right. First, in the context of the client funnel challenge, we are first defining what it is that you are selling. So what are you selling?
so I'm doing coaching services, helping people with getting started in non-monogamy relationships.
Okay. Okay. So you're selling your coaching, and what part of this workbook, what part of your coaching services does this workbook touch on? So like thinking about the currencies, the big problems that your coaching solves, what's one of the problems that this workbook solves that you typically solve in your work with clients?
So this solves the clarity issue. A lot of people come into the space being overwhelmed and not knowing where to start or how to start. So this is like one of the first steps I tell people to go through is, finding out why you want to get into this so you can start from a motivated place instead of just jumping in the deep end. And
Okay.
I came up with some journal prompts based off the 5 whys engineering technique. I mean, you ask yourself why, and you kind of drill, find your core reason. And so that's what this is. And at the end of it, I created a checklist of some core principles and my top 5 recommendations on resources.
Okay. Well, my question for you is why on earth would you think this is enough?
It seems so simple to me, so that's why I'm like, it feels like it should be more. I don't know. So
Yeah. So no, I actually think I think that's fantastic. No, there's a lot of content there, and I love the fact that you've created an interactive experience there. So you're not just telling someone something, you're giving them a tool to do something with. And I think coming from a coach's perspective, being able to provide somebody with something they can do something with, and not just being somebody that's talking at them, that creates a transformation in your relationship before you ever even get to meet them. And I think that it establishes a depth of trust for similar reasons sooner. So no, I think that's really good. I would make sure that you brand that. Make sure that on all of the pages, you've got your branding on it. Canva gives you the ability, if you put text there, to hyperlink it, so you can send it to your website, right? So, so that way, you know, if somebody is using this, they remember who it came from and they remember how to get back to where it came from.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, I think you said it. I was wondering if it was doing like the transformation, like what you said, and I think that's kind of where, you know, I get caught up in trying to go through the course and everything. I was like, wait, I don't know if this is if I'm on the right track or not. So
yeah, I think really the main feedback, aside from that little like technical piece, would be to maybe visit more of like the voiced questions and struggles that your person has on that journey. So instead of saying finding your why, which you know as a coach that that's the answer, but we need to put the question on the page, right? So
okay.
the question they're asking, because they're not saying I need to find my why, they're trying to look for the answer to a specific question or a handful of questions or a clearly articulated problem. And so if you can speak to that and how you name it, and of course, importantly, how you talk about it and pitch it, then it's going to be, I think, a lot more effective.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. Thanks for coming out. And yeah, that I believe that is definitely of worthy substance to put out there. So good work. Awesome. We do have just a little bit more time if anybody else would like to come out, or if you'd like a review or a walkthrough of something. If you have a question, feel free. Claire says to you, Brandon, I know you have a nice download, right? She's a relationship coach and she thinks that was good. So you got even more feedback. So keep it coming, you guys. If you have any questions or requests, we've got space for those. And if not, we will we'll head on our way. Definitely, again, make sure that you're here next week. We're really excited to share this new feature that Greg has been working on. And of course, as well, if there's anything that you want to learn more about or something that you would like a little bit more in-depth understanding of, even if it's not something that is explicitly about how you make a link work in AttractWell or something like that, if it's something like what Brandon just asked, you want to talk more about how you can, what value creation looks like for a lead magnet, or, whatever your questions are that relate to not just the technical use of AttractWell, but the strategic use of AttractWell, ask us. We will create content that will help you on your journey. So we so value the time that you spend here with us, and we value you as members of our community. I hope that you are a part of our Facebook group. If you are not yet, definitely make sure you join. It's a good reason to be on Facebook. There aren't always a lot of those. Greg put the link there in the discussion. You'll find that I'm a total ghost exactly everywhere on Facebook except in our group. So thank you guys again for being a part of this community. Last call for questions or support before we get going. We'll give just another minute here before we head out. If you guys don't have any questions, then y'all can go and do amazing things and then come back next week and tell us what you did. So yeah, Greg's got the link there. Make sure that you click that, join the group there. And thank you again for being here this week. We'll see you back next time. Have a great week, everybody.